Anjanashtalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome to the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Southern Division. Up till now, we have been discussing the qualities of Krishna with scriptural references. I'll just, before beginning the new section, we'll just once again look into the overview. So in the Southern Division, we saw the causes of Bhakti Ras. Bhakti Ras manifest at the stage of Bhava because there has to be the prominent component, that is the Stahi Bhav. And what is Rasa? When all these Bhavas along with the prominent Bhavas, Stahi Bhav combines with all other Bhavas, it is called as Rasa. And one is called as Vibhava, another is called as Anubhav, the third one is called as Satviki Bhav, and the fourth is called as Sanchari Bhav. So these are the components of Rasa. So the Southern Division has 5 waves. First is Vibhav, second is Anubhav, third is Satviki Bhav, fourth is Vabhichari Bhav, and fifth is Stahi Bhav. So in the first wave, the Vibhav is being discussed. And we went into the definition of Vibhav. There is Vishaya Alamban, Ashraya Alamban, and Udipan. And Krishna is the Vishaya, Anyarup, and then Swarup, Avrit, Prakata. So we have seen all this. And then the 64 qualities in Krishna. And the 4 special qualities. Krishna is Purna in Dwarka, he is Purnatara in Mathura, and Purnatama in Vraja. So this was the last discussion. Now, within the Vibhav, Vishaya Alamban, again remember, there are 2 topics to be discussed. D and E. Krishna in 4 aspects. Then Krishna with 8 auspicious qualities. So today we will begin the discussion of Krishna in 4 aspects. Then there is within Vibhav, there is the Ashrayalamban. So we'll go to the Ashrayalamban later on. So today we will begin with Krishna in the 4 aspects. So this is the topic, Krishna in 4 aspects. Dhiro Dhata, Dhiro Lalita, Dhira Prashanta, Dhirodhata. Okay, let's go into Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2.1, 224. स पुनश्च चतुर्विधः स्यात् धीरोदात्तश्च धीरललितश्च धीरप्रशान्तनाम तथैव धीरोदात्तः कथयितः. Krishna is also classed into 4 types. Sa punash chaturvida syat. So Krishna is also classed as 4 types. So where was some other classification done? Was any other classification done of Krishna? And what was that? Who will answer this question? Who will answer that question? This question. Krishna is also classed into 4 aspects or 4 types. So was any other classification done? Yes, Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Pranam. Is it the 4 extra qualities of Krishna?
Among the 64 qualities, 4 extra qualities.
Leela, Prem, Madhurya and Venu.
Yes.
Roop.
There's some other classification which was done. Sudhanshu Dikshit Prabhuji.
So is it this Punottam like that?
Was Purna, Purnatara, Purnatama. That was so now also he is classed into 4 types. Dhirodhata, Dhiralalita, Dhira Prashanta, and Dhirodhata. Dhata. Dhirodhata. Okay. Now, how is this classification done? On what basis? This verse speaks. Bahuvida guna kriyanam aspada bhutasya padmanabhasya tattallila bhedad virudyate nahi chatur vidha. Classifying Krishna Padmanabhasya into 4 different types, Chaturvida, is not a contradiction. Virudyate nahi. Because of respective differences in pastimes of the Lord. Tat tal lila bhedat. So the 4 classification of Krishna is not some contradiction, but it is based on tat tal lila bhed, based on the differences in pastimes. Who is an abode, aspada bhutasya, of many types of qualities and activities. Bahuvida guna kriyana. So because Krishna has these many qualities and activities, based on that he performs these different pastimes, respective pastimes, and that's why there is this classification of Krishna in 4 different types. Let's see the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. There's no commentary by Jeev Goswami on this. If one is Dhira Shanta, he cannot be Dhira Lalita. Now, we have not seen what is Dhira Shanta and Dhira Lalita, but anyway, don't worry about it. Dhira Shanta means one who is very, very, sober, very grave. But Dhira Lalita, one is very playful. So just like Yudhishthira Maharaj is very grave personality. So, but he cannot be playful. So both cannot exist, that personality. But in Krishna, this can exist. Though this rule applies to other people, it does not apply to Krishna. This rule, if one is Dhira Shanta, he cannot be Dhira Lalita, this applies to other people. This rule does not apply to Krishna. Krishna can be simultaneously Dhira Shanta and Dhira Lalita based on the different pastimes he performs. That is because at different times he displays these different types. So at different times he displays this different Dhira Shanta and Dhira Lalita. Okay, Prabhupada. This is in the chapter 23, Krishna's personality. We began this with Purna, Purnatara, Purnatama discussion. Further in that same chapter, Prabhupada is discussing. Krishna's personality is analyzed as Dhira Dhata, Dhira Lalita, Dhira Prashanta, and Dhirodhata. If one asks how a personality can be beheld in four quite opposing ways, the answer is that Krishna is the reservoir of all transcendental qualities and activities. Therefore, his different aspects can be analyzed according to the exhibition of his limitless variety of pastimes, and as such, there is no contradiction. So, Prabhupada makes the same point clear. Tatra dhirodhatah. Now, this is the definition. Gambhiro vinay shanta karuna sudrid vratah akhatyano ghodagarvo Dhirodhata Susattva. The person who is inscrutable, Gambhiro, modest, Vinay, tolerant, Shanta, merciful, Karunaha, determined in vows, Sudhridavrata, who obscures others' pride. Akatyano, Hana means to, destroy, is not boastful, Budagarvo, and is strong. Susattva Brit is called Dhirodhata. Dhirodhata. That is the definition of Dhirodhata. Okay, now there are scriptural references. Yatha. Viram manne mad prahari hasitam daurayam arthodritho निर्व्यूढव्रतम् उन्नतश्रुति धीरोद्धारेण धीरकृतम् मयि उच्चकृतकिल्बिषेऽपि मधुरं स्तुत्यामुहुर्यन्त्रितं प्रेक्षत्वां मम दुर्वितर्के हृदयं धीर्घिश्चन spandate. Your smile steals the pride. Mother Prahari Hasitam. For those who think they are brave, Veeram Manne, you are eager to deliver Daurayam, those in suffering condition. Arthodrito, you are true to your promise. Nirvyuda Vratam, you are firm. Dhira Kritam, in holding up the high mountain. Unnata Shiti Dharodharena. You have treated me kindly, Maya Uchcha, although I have committed offense. Kritakil Bishepi, you are brought under control. Muhur Yantritam, by verses of praise. Madhuram Stutya, seeing you, Prekshitvam, with such an inscrutable heart. Durvitarkya Hridayam, my words and intelligence, Mama Dhir Gish Cha, have become inactive. Na Spandate. So this is Indra. After offering his praise in one of his praise, he offers this. These are the words of Indra. Stealing others' pride by his smile indicates his power to obscure others' pride. So that was one of the definition qualities in the Dhirodhata. Being eager to deliver those in suffering indicates his merciful nature. So that was one of the qualities. Karuna. Nirvyuda Vrata means determined in his vows. Firmness in holding up the mountain indicates his strength. So this was one of the qualities. Drida Vrata was mentioned, if you remember. The definition, Sudrida Vrata, it was there. Sudrida Vrata. So this is one of the qualities. So all that is manifesting in this verse, you can see. Being kind in spite of receiving offenses indicates his tolerant attitude. Being controlled by verses of praise indicates his modesty and not being boastful. So that is his quality of modesty, which is there in the definition of Dhirodhata. Durvitarkya Hridayam indicates his inscrutable nature. So that was indicated by Gambhira. Prabhupada. Dhiro Datta is a person who is naturally very courageous, gentle, forgiving, merciful, determined, humble, highly qualified, chivalrous, and physically attractive. In this connection, the following statement given by Indra, the king of heaven, is very significant. My dear Lord, I admit that I have committed great offenses unto you, but I cannot express my feelings of regret, being bewildered at seeing your extraordinary chivalrous spirit. You endeavor to protect your devotees, your determination, your steadiness in lifting the great hill of Govardhan, your beautiful body features, and your astonishing characteristic of being pleased simply by accepting the praise of your devotees and offenders. The above statement by the King of the Heaven is an exact corroboration of Krishna's being Dhiro Datta. So this is what is a perfect verse, you can say, which gives the definition of Dhiro Datta. Okay, there are some further verses which clarify many things. So that begins from here. The next definition is not gone. Gambhiratvadi samanya guna yad iha kirtita tad eteshu tad adikhe pratipadena hetava. All the qualities of the particular list mentioned in relation to Krishna, Gambhiradvat Adi Samanya Guna Yad iha, should be understood to manifest more prominently in these four types than other qualities. Tad adhika pratipadena hetava, though the other qualities are also present. Tad eteshu kirtita. So the beginning from all these qualities, Gambhira, should be understood to manifest more prominently in these four types than other qualities, though the other qualities are also present. So the other qualities means the 64 qualities which were being spoken. So they are more prominent here. That's what the point is, and that's why this definition of Dhirodata is there. In the first three types, the qualities listed are those which are more prominent than other qualities present. They suppress the other qualities in order to manifest themselves clearly in those types. Okay, that's a short commentary. Now the next verse. Idam hi dhirodattvam purve proktam ragudvahe tat tad bhaktanusarena tata krishne vilokyate. The previous authorities have described purve proktam dhirodhata qualities in Ramchandra. Idam hi dhirodattvam ragudvahe. Ragudvahe. So these qualities you can see in Ramchandra. These same qualities that are also seen in Krishna. Krishna Vilokyate according to the type of love in his devotees. Tad bhaktanusarena tata. So Ram manifested compassion, determination, all these qualities. So the same qualities are there in Krishna based on the type of love which is given. Prabhupada. Many learned scholars have agreed to also accept Lord Ramchandra as Dhirodata, but all of Ramchandra qualities are also included in the character of Lord Krishna. That's it. So this is regarding Dhirodata. Any questions you have on this up till now? We'll just go one by one. Any questions? Any clarifications? Yes, Sudhanshu Prabhuji. Are you able to hear me? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
So, what is the literal meaning of Dhirodatta?
What is the literal meaning of Dhirodhatta? I'm really not aware. Dhiro Lalita is more playful. Dhiro Shanta is also very peaceful like that. But Dhirodhatta, I don't know really. It's not given also. Maybe we'll have to ask some very senior devotees. Maybe I'll ask Banu Maharaj and I'll get back to you about it. Okay? Dhira Shanta and Dhira Lalita. Dhira Shanta is, very peaceful, like Yudhishthira Maharaj. Of course, it will come up now that these qualities sometimes are also found in his pure devotees. Dhira Lalita, some are very playful. Although they have these qualities, they are Gambhir, but sometimes they are very playful. So Krishna can manifest these qualities simultaneously in different times based on the love. So that's what it means. But yes, Dhirodatta, I'll find out. Birendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, 18th quality of 64th mentioned is as firmly determined.
Yes.
So how it is different from Dhirodatta?
Yeah, that was the verse. That was the next verse where he gives further explanation. Although these other qualities are there, but this quality becomes more manifested, and that's why in that personality it's called as Dhirodatta. So that was the next verse where Rupa Goswami explained that. So that is the reason.
All right. Right.
That is how we have to understand it. Good, very nice question. Although the verse explained, sometimes it doesn't become clear. Okay, anyone else? Veera Lalita. Anyone else have any questions? Yes, Priya Mataji.
Prabhuji, you said the 64 qualities come under which this thing? I missed that statement.
With 64 qualities.
How you relate now what we are doing this and with 64 are they related? Like
That is what when Krishna manifests these qualities which are there as a definition of Dhiradatta, they are most prominent. Although these other qualities might be present, but these are most prominent, like Karuna. There was Karuna mentioned, but Karuna to a higher degree when it is there, then all these qualities together in that personality is called as Dhirodatta because they are more prominent. They are seen more prominent. So, you know, I'm not able to, maybe this is a mundane example, like in a business meeting, all are businessmen. There is a business conference, all are businessmen who come, but some of the businessmen are really exceptional and they are exceptionally rich and they're exceptionally famous. So they become more prominent in that meeting and discussion because they are like in the top 10 rich people on this planet. So, like that, they become more prominent. And you can see, although all our businessmen who have assembled in the conference, their pictures, those are prominent, their pictures are taken and they come in the uh, news. So, something like that. I hope you're getting some idea. Is it clear?
yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Dhira Lalita is very clear, it is playful. Dhirodatta, we'll have to find out. We'll do our homework. Okay. Vidagdo nava tarunaha parihasya visharadha nischinto dhira lalita syat praya preyasi vashaha. He is called Dhira Lalita. Dhira Lalita Syat, who is clever, Vidagdo, endowed with fresh youth, Navataruna, end of Kaishware period, skillful in joking, Parihase Visharada. So this Dhira Lalita personality is there in Krishna who is skillful in joking. But at the Battle of Kurukshetra, he is not, Dhira Lalita. There is exhibiting a different personality. And free from worries, Nischinto, there is Chintat, how to save his devotee Arjuna. He is controlled by his devotees. Praya Prayasi Vasha. Okay. Now, Jiva Goswami, in his commentary, he is controlled by the devotees according to their endowment of excellent prema. Na parayeham nirvatya samyujam swasadu krityam vibhudyasyapi vaha. Yama bhajan durjara geha shringakhala samvrishya chad vah pratiyatu sadhuna. I am not able to repay my debt. Na parayam for your spotless service. Sadhu krityam. Even within a lifetime of Brahma. Vibhudyasyapi vaha. Your connection with me is beyond reproach. Nirvatya samyujam. You have worshipped me. Ya ma bhajan. Cutting off all domestic ties. Some vrishya geha shrinkala, which are difficult to break. Durjara. Jara means no. Durjara, difficult to break. Therefore, please let your own glorious deeds be your compensation. Tadva pratiyatu sadhuna. So this is famous verse in the 10th canto. Na parayam. I cannot repay your debt. This Krishna is speaking to the gopis. Anyaradito nunam Bhagavan Haririshwarah Yanno Vihaya Govinda Pritoyam Anayadraha. Certainly, this gopi has perfectly worshipped. Anna Aradito Nunam, the all personality, all powerful personality of Godhead Govind. Bhagwan Haririshwara. Since he was so pleased with her, Govinda Pritoyam, that he abandoned the rest of us, Yanno Vihaya, and brought her to a secluded place. Anaya Raha. So Prayasi Vasha. This is the quality which is coming up from this verse. Prabhupada, Dhira Lalita. A person is called Dhira Lalita if he's naturally very funny, always in full youthfulness, expert in joking, and free from all anxieties. So this Krishna especially manifests this personality, Dhira Lalita, uh, in conjugal love with the gopis, because he sometimes becomes very funny. He's full of Keshore age. He's expert in making jokes, all that. Such a Dhira Lalita personality generally found to be domesticated and very submissive to his lover. This Dhira Lalita trait in the personality of Krishna is described by Yagyapatni, the wife of one of the Brahmanas who were performing sacrifices in Vrindavan. She tells a friend, one day Srimati Radhani, accompanied by her associates, was taking rest in a garden, and at that time Lord Sri Krishna arrived in that assembly. After sitting down, he began to narrate very impudently about his previous night pastimes with Radharani. While he was speaking in that way, Radharani became very embarrassed. She was feeling ashamed and was absorbed in thought, and Krishna took the opportunity to mark her breast with different types of tilaka. Krishna proved himself to be very expert in that art. In this way, Krishna's Lalita was enjoying his youthful proclivities with the company of the gopis. So this what Prabhupada is narrating is there here. Yatha. Krishna made Radhikam, lower her eyes in shame. Vrida Kunjita Lochanana Virachayan. By boldly describing their pastimes of the previous night. Vacha Suchita Sarvari Ratikala Pragalpaya. In front of her friends, Agre Sakinam. Taking that opportunity, Aso, he displayed his skill, Panditya Param Gata, by expertly drawing four-licking makaris on her breast. Tad Vaksho Roha Chitrakeli Makari. In this way, Krishna sported in the groves, Kunje Viharan Hari, and fulfilled his youthful years. Kaishoryam Safali Karoti Kalayan. Jiva Goswami. This is a statement spoken to persons similar to the wives of the Brahmanas by a female messenger who participated in the intimate pastimes. So Jiva Goswami goes a little more detail. Similar to the person, similar to the wife of Brahmanas by a female messenger. And this female messenger had participated in that pastime where she observed this event. He fulfilled his youthful years, indicates that he had reached the end of his Kaishore age, Navataruna. That is what also Dhira Lalita also. And his carefree nature, Nischinta, describing his pastime of the previous night shows his skill in joking. Drawing on Radha's breast indicates his cleverness and being controlled by his lover. So that is definition. Now further, Govinde prakatam dhira lalitvam pradarshate udharante natyagya prayotra makaratvajan. The quality of the Dhira Lalitam are very clearly revealed in Krishna. Govinda Prakatam Pradarshate. But the dramatic scholars, Natyagya, give the example, Udharanti Prayotra, of Cupid, Makaradvaja. So in the Natya Shastra of Bharat Muni, so the dramatic scholars, they give example of Cupid. Cupid who performs all his loving pastimes. But these actually, Krishna is the original Kamadev. And he, uh, these qualities are revealed in actually Krishna. That's what he is making it clear. Prabhupada, there is no commentary. Generally, those who are expert in writing drama choose to call Cupid the ideal Dheeralita, but we can more perfectly find in the personality of Krishna all the characteristics of Dheeralita. That's what. So, Dheerlalita, anyone has questions regarding Dheerlalita? No questions. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Dheera, Shanta, gentle. So this is very clear, gentle. Maybe the first one was also Dhira Dhata. Something is given in the bracket. Elevated. That is what is given in the meaning, but still we can further look. Dhata. Elevated. Highly elevated. Highly elevated personality have these qualities of Gambhira Vinaya. That maybe partly answers Sudhanshu's question, but still we'll find out. Okay, let's go to Dhira Shanta. The Shama Prakriti Kaha Klesha Sahanascha Vivekchaka Vinayadi Gunopeto Dhira Shanta Udirate. The learned say that he who is peaceful, Shama Prakriti, tolerates suffering, Klesha Sahanas, uses discrimination, cha vivek chaha, and possesses qualities like modesty. Vinayadi gunopeto is called dhira shanta. Dhira shanta udhirata. So these are the prominent qualities in the dhira shanta personality. He's peaceful, he tolerates suffering, he uses discrimination, and possesses quality like modesty. Vinayata. Yatha. Vinaya maduram murti mantara snigdha तारो वचनम पटिम भंगी सुचेत सुचित्ताशेषनीतः अभिदग्ध इह धर्मं धर्मपुत्रोपकण्ठे द्विजपतिरिव साक्षात् प्रेक्षते कंसवैरी. Speaking prekshate about dharma in front of Yudhishthira. Dharmam dharma putropakante Krishna Kamsavari Vairi appears like Abhidatya here, the best of the Brahmanas, Dvijapatnir Iva Patir Iva Saksha, pleasant with modesty, Vinaya Maduram Murtir. His eyes are moving steadily and are filled with love. Mantara Snigdha Taro. He shows unlimited good qualities, though through his skillful speak. Vachanam Patima Bhangi Suchita Shesha Niti. So this is how Krishna is manifesting this personality while speaking about dharma in front of Yudhishthira. Vinaya Madhura Murti, with sweet modesty, indicates that he was able to tolerate difficulties, a quality of Dhirshanta by his modesty, another quality of Dhirshanta. Whatever he was instructed to do at that place, he would follow. Now, further. This is whatever he was instructed to do at that place, he would follow. The translation means further he quotes, Jivaswami quotes, Saratya Parshad Sevana Sakya Dautya Virasanenanugamam Stavana Pranamam Stigneshu Pandeshu Jagat Pranitam Cha Vishnu Bhaktim Karati Nripatishcharanarvinde. Maharaj Parikshit heard that Nripati, out of his causeless mercy, Lord Krishna, Vishnu, who is universally obeyed, Jagat Pranitam Cha, rendered all kinds of service to the malevolent of Pandu, Signeshu Pandeshu, by accepting posts ranging from chariot driver, Saratya, to president, Parshada, to messenger, Dhautya, friend, Sakya, night watchman, Virasana, according to the will of the Pandavas, Anugamam, obeying them like a servant, Sevana, and offering obeisances like one younger in years, Stavanam, Pranamam. When he heard this, Maharaj Parikshit, Nripapati, became overwhelmed with devotion, Bhaktim Karoti, to the lotus feet of the Lord, Charana Arvinda. Uh, the Lord was completely captured by the love of the Pandavas, and out of pure love and affection, the Lord was completely subservient to the will of the Pandavas. What all did the Lord not do for the Pandavas? He took the post of a chariot driver for Arjuna. I don't know why the sound is low, because it's the same audio I'm using. Uh, so Lord Krishna would what not do for the Pandavas? He became the chariot driver of Arjuna, Saratya. He became the messenger. A messenger is not a very high profile service. You know? So he became the messenger. He was the night watchman. In fact, when Krishna from Dwarka is to go to Hastinapur to spend time with the Pandavas, in the night he used to act as a night watchman, guarding, the palace of Yudhishthira Maharaj. And whenever Yudhishthira Maharaj in Hastinapur went on his chariot, or the horse, elephant ride within the kingdom, all the praja, the soldiers from backside, would be following Yudhishthira Maharaj, saying Yudhishthira Maharaj ki jai, Yudhishthira Maharaj ki jai. So Krishna also would be there as one of them, saying Yudhishthira Maharaj ki jai. So this was how the Lord was captured by the love of the Pandavas, and what not the Lord did not do. So this is all very beautifully brought out in the Brihad Bhagavatamrit. In the Brihad Bhagavatamrit, who is the greatest of the devotees? Narad Muni is searching, and he comes to Prahlad, and he says, "You are the greatest of the devotees. The Lord, just appeared because for your pleasure." And then, you know, Prahlad is Narad's disciple only. He became very humbled, and he said, the Lord just came and gave me darshan once, and then now he's gone, and I'm burning in the fire of separation. But what not service did Hanuman do for Lord Ram? He was always present with Lord Ram. He acted as his, friend. He's as his minister, as his, physician. He served using his tail as an umbrella, as a fan. What not service he did not do? So Hanuman is the greatest of the devotees. So you should go to Hanuman. So Narad Muni went to Hanuman, and then Hanuman was in the Kim Purusha Loka, worshipping the deity of Lord Ram, as though Lord Ram was physically present. And in the sky, Narad Muni started glorifying, you know, Raghunandan ki jai ho. And, Hanuman was in ecstasy, saying that Narad Muni has come. And then, They both met in ecstasy, hugged each other, and then Narad Muni started glorifying Hanuman. And Hanuman became very sober and bowed his down, and he was saying, if the Lord really loved me, then why would have he left me here and gone? And he's feeling that separation from the Lord. He said, you know, I serve the Lord, but see the glory of the Pandavas. The Lord serves them. They take service from the Lord. So that is the glory of the Pandavas. So the Pandavas are the greatest of the devotees. So you should go and meet the Pandavas. And that's why he then goes to Pandavas. So like that, there's a elaborate story. So here you can see that same mood is there. And hearing this Parikshit Maharaj, he is overwhelmed with devotion. So what not the Lord will not do for his devotee. Further, Jiva Swami's commentary. This verse quoted is connected with the verb hearing in the previous verse. Virasana, sitting as a warrior, means that he stayed awake at night with sword in his hand. I told this. Nripati, king, refers to Parikshit. An alternative version of the verse is Dharma Putropakantam, in front of Yudhishthir. Vishnunathar. Krishna appeared just like the best of the Brahmanas. He showed his modesty by acting as Arjuna's charioteer and by following along with the Pandavas and serving them. This also indicates that he tolerated suffering. Mantara Snigdha Tara, his eyes moving steadily, indicates his peacefulness. When the eyes move very swiftly, that means there is fickleness of the mind. In fact, the face is the index of the mind, and the eyes are the way to the soul, they say. And by looking into the eyes also, one can understand how much one is steady in his mind control. Discussing dharma with Yudhishthira indicates his discrimination, vivek. Okay. Yudhishtiradiko dhirer dhira shanta parikirtita. The learned glorify Yudhishthira and others. Yudhishthira adiko dhirer parikirtita as being dhira shanta. Dhira shanta. So even Yudhishthira is glorified as dhira shanta. Prabhupada. One second. Dhir Shant or Dhir Prashant. Prakrish Rupena Shant. That's what Prabhupada is mentioning. Dhir Prashant. A person who is very peaceful, forbearing, considerate, and obliging is called Dhir Prashant. Obliging. It is not obliging. This Dhir Prashanta trait of Krishna was exhibited in his dealing with Pandavas. On account of Pandava's faithful devotion to the Lord, he agreed to become their charioteer. Similarly, when, who is it? Karna's charioteer was, who was Karna's charioteer later on? It was, anyone knows? Anyone remembers? Shalya, yes. Shalya had come. And he had come to fight on the behalf of the Pandavas, but he was strict and he had to fight on the side of the Kauravas. And the Pandavas were quite upset, but then they said, no, at a right opportune time, I will help you all. And when Bhishma fell and even Dronacharya was killed on the battlefield, then Karna became the commander-in-chief. And Karna said, I am equal to Arjuna in all respects, but he has one advantage. This Karna told to Duryodhan, Duryodhan. But he has one advantage. He has got an expert charioteer like Krishna. I want Shalya. Duryodhan was aghast. How can I tell Shalya this? Because he's also king, But I don't know anything. If we have to win this battle, then Shalya has to become my charioteer. So then Duryodhan, when he went, to the tent of Shalya with his diplomatic words. He said, you should become the charioteer of Karna. Moment Shalya heard, he took his sword. How dare you? I am also powerful like the Pandavas. I can finish the Pandavas. How dare you tell me to take up this post of charioteer? And then Duryodhan used his diplomatic words again. See, Krishna is the greatest of the all. Hmm? But he has taken humble post of a charioteer. So it is advisable for you also to take. So like that. But while, in the Bhagavad Gita, he's assessing the army of the Pandavas, he takes everyone names, but Krishna's name he doesn't take. Krishna is a chariot driver, what he can do. But here he uses diplomatic words, and Shalley ultimately gets convinced. But the point what I wanted to make is that to tell someone to take up a inferior post, his ego is hurt. But Krishna has no ego. There's no differentiation there. And that's why, out of devotion and love only, he agreed to become their charioteer, their advisor, their friend, their messenger, and sometimes their bodyguard. Such is an example of the result of devotional service towards Vishnu. When Krishna was speaking to Maharaj Yudhishthira about religious principles, he demonstrated himself to be a great learned scholar, Vivek. But because he accepted the position of a younger cousin of Yudhishthira, he was speaking in a very gentle tone, which enhanced his beautiful bodily features. So that is modesty, Vinayata, speaking in gentle tone. So these are the quality of Dhira Prashant or Dhira Shanta. The movement of his eyes and the mode of his speech proved that he was very, very expert in giving moral instructions. Sometimes Maharaj Yudhishthira is also accepted by learned scholars as Dhira Prashanta. Okay, any questions regarding Dhira Prashanta or Dhira Shanta? Okay, so then the last one we will take up. Dhirodhat. Now again, there is no, meaning given, and I also don't know what exactly this Sanskrit word Dhira is understood, but Uddhata it is. Dhirodhata means opposing, contradictory qualities, I guess. But let us see. We'll try to find the meanings of each of these personalities. Matsyarevan Hankari Mayavi Roshanaschalah Vikhatyanascha Vividbir Dhirodhata Udha Ritha. The wise called Dhirodhata. Haughty. Haughty means filled with pride. So that is Dhirodhata, haughty. Vividbir Dhirodhata Udharita. The person who shows envy, matsyarya, pride, ahankari, deceit, mayavi, anger, roshas, fickleness, chala, and boastful nature, vikatyahanascha. So that is the personality, Dhirodhata. Yatha. Okay, I'll just read the translation. O sinner, ah papin, king of the Yavanas, Yavanendra, O frog, Dardura, today being foiled, Uhara Krode Adya, make your residence Vasa Nirma Yatam in the corner of a dark hole. Kutrachit Andakupa, the black snake called Krishna, is waiting there. Bhujaga Krishna Atra Krishna Abhidha, alert to catch you. Jagrimi Tvad Upagrahaya. Just by glancing casually upwards, Elot Tanit Drishti Matra, I have turned the vessel of the universe to ashes. Vasita Brahmanda Bhanda Puro. So this is how he is, challenging Kali Yamuna. And you can see all these qualities of Krishna, anger, envy, matsarya, all manifesting. But all these contradictory qualities in Krishna, actually, there is no contradiction. They are all, they bring out, they shine forth in Krishna. This will come up later. This is from a letter written to Kalyavana. Vyagutya meaning turning away. Krishna's threat Yes, we'll continue. There was some interruption in the internet connection. So we were here. In his letter, Krishna advised Kalivan that he should immediately go and find some dark well for his residence because there was a black snake named Krishna who was very eager to devour all such sinful frogs. Krishna reminded Kalivan that he could turn all the universes to ashes simply by looking at them. Yes, now Dhirodhatastu Vividbhir Bhimsenadir Uchate. Learned all Vividbhir with Vadbhir, with no, with Vadbhir, with Vad, Vidwan, with Vadbhir Uchate. The learned call persons like Bhima, Bhima Senadir, Dhirodhata, Dhirodhatastu. So there was Dhira Shanta, even Yudhishthiradi, and there is Bhima here in Dhirodhata personality. Matsarya Pratiyante Apami Leela Visheshashalitvan Nirdoshyatra Gunasprita. Although qualities such as envy mentioned in verse 236 appear to be false, Matsaryadya Pratiyante Doshatvena Yad Api Ami, they should be regarded as good qualities in Krishna. Nirdoshyatra Gunasprita, because they are befitting certain pastimes. Because they are befitting certain qualities. Okay, Shiv Goswami. These qualities are suitable, shalitvat, for certain pastimes such as punishing the wicked in order to protect the devotees. Prabhupada. The above statement by Krishna seems apparently to be of an envious nature, but according to different pastimes, places, and times, this quality is accepted as a great characteristic. Krishna's Dhirodhata qualities have been accepted as great because Krishna uses them only to protect his devotees. In other words, even undesirable traits may also be used in the exchange of devotional service. So where, where in other Rupa Goswami's work, it is mentioned that even Prabhupada mentions in the purport that undesirable traits can be used in Krishna service or in exchange of devotional service. Anyone knows? Anyone knows? Raise your hands. Yes, Sudhanshu Dikshit Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I think it is in Desambar, but don't not remember the book, but it is like Kam Krishna Arpane Krodha Bhakta Doshi Jane.
Yes, yes, there, yes, it is Prema Bhakti Chandrika of Narottam Das Thakur. And there is that famous Vacho Vegam Manasa Krodha Vegam. In Krodha Vegam purport, how we can use anger in Krishna's service is mentioned. So, but one has to be very judicious. One has to see that he doesn't come under the control of the emotion of anger. So very exalted personalities can do. Otherwise, anger should be always controlled. So that is the point. But these qualities can be used in Krishna. That is a principle which we have to understand. In other words, even undesirable traits may also be used in the exchange of devotional service. Sometimes Bhima, the second brother of the Pandavas, is also described as Dhirodhata. Okay. Yathava. There is an example now. Making the low-hanging water-filled clouds disappear. Ambo bhara bhara pranamra jaladha bhrantim. Swinging a frightful trunk. Vitanvan aso. With terrifying trumpeting sounds. Ghora dambhara dambhara. I, Swayamam, the monstrous Suvikutam, irresponsible elephant, Utshipya Hastargalam, called Krishna, Krishnapuro, destroyer of opponents, Durvarha, Paravaranaha, have arrived, Lubdosmi, flee from the battlefield, Sangara Bho Bhangam Twam, Angikuru, O dear God, Sridhama, Re Sridhama Kurvanga. So this is one of the examples for this. Now, very interesting. Let us see. Fearing the disappearance of Bhakti Ras in the previous verse quoted, starting with A Papina, the author gives another example filled with mock derision directed to Sridhama. Ambo Bhara Bhara Pranambra Jalada is the correct version. New clouds bowing down heavy with water is an alternative version of the first phrase, but not acceptable since Tat Purush compound such as Ambo Bhara Naman Jalada should not be formed with the present participle of the Parasmai verb. This is something to do with the Vyakarana, not so important for us to understand. Vishnu Prakash says, Adambara means the roaring of an elephant or a trumpet announcing a beginning. Ghora Dambara Dambara means the loud sound of the terrifying trumpet. Okay, now Prabhupada makes it very clear. Once while fighting with the demon who was appearing as a deer, Krishna challenged him in this way. I have come before you as a great elephant named Krishna. You must leave the battlefield accepting wait, or else there is death awaiting you. This challenging spirit of Krishna is not contrary to his sublime character because he is a supreme being. Everything is possible in his character. Okay, so some of these contradicting qualities will be further discussed in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. That is the last part, but that we will take up in the next class. So any questions, any clarifications? Almost we have discussed the 4 types of personalities. Anyone remembers the 4 types of personalities of Krishna? Raise your hands, let us see. Not going into each of the definitions, but which are the 4 at least, name it. Okay, what about others? Sudhanshu Prabhuji, yes.
So, Dhirodhata, Dhira Prashanta, Dhira Lalita, and Dhirodhata.
Dhirodhata, Dhira Lalita, Dhira Shanta or Prashanta, and Dhirodhata. Yes. Yes. Chakra Ramaprabhuji, you have a question or do you want?
I also remember the all 4 by
Yes.
memory.
Tell us.
Dhirodatta, Dhirolalita,
Hmm.
Dhirodatta, Dhirolalita, Dhiroshanta,
Hmm.
Dhirodatta,
Dhirodhata.
Dhirodhatta.
Yes, excellent. One has to study this, and there is a lot of rasa in understanding these different personalities, and you can, especially relate to even devotees sometimes. The examples of Yudhishthira was Dhira Shanta. and Dhirodhata was Bhima. So sometimes we can see these kind of personalities in devotees, these traits. So these contradictory personalities, are all there in Krishna Leela also, and you'll find even in the association of devotees. Okay. So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu ki jai. Hare Krishna.